before you start, let me just say one thing, right? Here's what I also noticed, right? Like, I'm I have progressed since like 2015, and like I've gotten a lot more mature in the way I come at things, and I still see like a lot of black men are disgruntled, and I get that, right? But what I have noticed, man, is like it's so many black men, especially like if you look at Kevin Samuels in the Manosphere 2.0 generation, like me, you, Solo TV 84. You could put Angry Man. Angry Man is in that generation. Um, you know, BGS, Rom, rest in peace, Alan Roger Curry. So those men were critical of black women, but you can never really say that those men hated black women for the most part. I mean, because Angry Man is with a black woman and stuff like that. I've always been with a black, but what you're seeing now in certain pockets, man, is that you have an extreme case of brothers who just everything about black women, they just like completely like everything is black women's fault for everything, right? And there's no level of black male accountability. And again, we can look at the development. I hate to say this, the development of the black manosphere for a lot of content creators who just didn't grow, no matter the money that they got. And whose fault was that? You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of brothers who had a lot of opportunity and didn't reinvest the money, didn't take the business serious, didn't want to pay anybody. Then other people came in and did so, right? And then we just have a lot of black men on top of, not really black women, not that much of a big deal. Like they dislike them, we get it. A lot of black men hate black people. And a lot of black men are in these communities that come together. And the only thing that ties them together is we hate pro-blacks and we hate black people. We don't have anything else in common outside of the fact that we have a disdain for the black community. And they made fun of me when I was young. I talked different, whatever else. And they just hate black people. It's kind of the same thing you hear from maybe some of the African immigrants or Caribbean immigrants or whatever. Like, these African Americans made fun of us. But you hear these black men are coming together on a bigger scope. It's not even about black women. They hate black people. And that's what it's about. Nothing to do with black people do they like at all, right? So anytime somebody else does something, they forgive that person or speak on behalf of that person for the fact that they hate black people. Because the black person is always wrong. And I've noticed that as black YouTube keeps going forward, a lot of these guys who, let's say they want to date other races of people, things like that, the more that you finally see, it's not even about black women in general they hate black people, period. And that's why they always come after pro-blacks. They come after pro-blacks. It's easy to come after Dr. Umar or some of the other brothers, but pro-blacks in general, they hate them because they have some disdain towards the blacks from when they came. And when I listen to those arguments, it's like, number one, it's not being a man. It's not being accountable for wherever you at right now, and then, I just don't get that. I wish the brothers would really understand their opportunity in the black world and in the black community. Everybody get made fun of. Hell, I got made fun of. I got called African booty scratcher. People roast me every day in the comments, whatever. But all black people don't hate you. People gonna love you as you present yourself. And that's what I've noticed. So many people have helped me by just having a positive attitude. Here, I came to you. I came to Africa. Got the Pan-African dating show. I went to Poland. I did well over there because I have a positive attitude. We have too many black men that have just a negative attitude towards blacks. And then they think that if they get around whites, that's going to help them out. And you just have so many black men that just have so much hatred in their hearts, and they really don't do nothing for them. So that's just me. And, that's how I feel. I see that we get a lot of brothers that are in the black manosphere or in these communities that are just completely anti-black. That's where it starts from. And I don't know what to do to help these brothers, but that's where it's at.
Oh, Shay, I'm 6 years older than you.
Right, but you about 70, nigga.
Yeah, about 60.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. About 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, what I used to always tell you on the phone. If you remember, what to this day, what I was telling you back then,
that you exceed the possibilities of the black manosphere.
Yeah, I said you're not
transcend.
You transcend manosphere. You didn't understand back then, and I said they don't have a pro-black mentality. You do. And you have a mentality of going forward. I said to you, I said, listen, if we was big brother and little brother, I'd be 19, you'd be 12. And I'd be sitting on the steps talking to you, telling you that, All you have to do is go out and achieve. All you have to do is go out and become the best version of you. And all your arguments with women and all the disgruntledness you have with women, that'll start to dissipate and fade away, because women will be submissive to the producers, people that based off their production, people that can produce and know who they are. Let me ask you a question, O'Shea. In your life that you live in now, in the position you in now, how much trouble do you have out of women?
Not that much like I used to.
Because you've become a great version of yourself to the point where you call your own shots, right?
Yes.
And I'm laying this out for a reason, because as Black men, we've been trained to go get jobs and not seek power. I'm African American and Cuban. I have never seen Latinos come online and shit on and say that they're not pro-Latino or pro-Hispanic. I have never seen an Asian person do that. You would never see white people. Jews always say they pro-Israel. Only Black people, and everybody, the world is watching when we say this. When you are a Black person and you poop or crap on anything pro-Black, other groups turn around right away and say, oh, you do? Well, where does he live at? Oh, we need all that area where he's at, because he's not going to buy it up. He's not going to be interested or invested in anything that has anything to do with anything Black. What I'm trying to say is this internet crap of pro-Black is not pro-Black. Pro-Black is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a culture based off of our upbringing and who we are and the way we're viewed by other groups.
Right.
So when you proudly say, hey, I'm not pro-Black, but the other groups are saying, they're looking at you like they'll never say something like that out of their mouth.
Never.
And they build based off of that. You're in the position that you're in now, O'Shea, of power, because you have a pro-Black mentality and you really did the work. The problem that we have with a lot of our men in these spaces, they sit in these spaces for 6-7 hours complaining about women, but they haven't achieved anything because they don't have a pro-Black mind. Case in point, if they did, they will be using that mentality to work with those other brothers that they sit around with. Some of these brothers been talking to each other so long, they never met each other in person, but they talk every day. They ain't did nothing together. They have no trust when it comes to business, but they'll talk every day. That's a weakness for a Black man. That's a weakness for a man, period. I expect my wife to bitch and moan and cry about stuff because she expects me to be a producer, fix the problem. So what I'm saying is, as men, they get mad at you. They get mad at certain successful brothers within the space because y'all producers. The reason why this space can't produce, because you have you don't want anything pro-Black. You don't identify with it. And the manosphere with the Black manosphere, how you not pro-Black if it's the Black manosphere and it's Black men? You're not pro.
I don't get it, brother.
I'm confused. And see, brothers will argue with me, but Adam 22 is a white man. Let's see if he ever come on his show and say he's not pro-white or pro his group. That's his power base. He'll let you come on and employ your Black self and get rid of you when he's ready to. So will Vlad. Yeah, he'll have some employees. That's why Pearlie said she has the African employees and how good they work. Now watch this. When she made that statement, O'Shea, about the African employees and how much they work better than Americans, we know who she was talking about. She didn't have to say it. She was talking about Black people. And the reference she was using Black Africans, and then she said Americans. Who's she talking about, though? She's talking, the conversation was with a white supremacist talking about Black people. Then she wasn't talking about nobody else but Black Americans. But she wasn't going to say it. But those of us that's intelligent, that got comprehension, I knew exactly what she meant when she said it. And in that interview, he also said about Blacks taking over Europe and taking over America. He wouldn't want that to happen because things would change.
Right.
Now,
exactly.
I understood what he meant when he said it.
Yes.
So now
that's actually the right mindset that we should have.
There you go. Now
I felt him on that.
There you go. Now with him making that statement, and then they coming right in, they segueing right into her employees and talking about Africans and then Americans. She was talking about us. But she can do that and get away with that because she know we have no self-pride. We have no pride. She's not going to do that with. Listen, she wouldn't even do that with the Latino group. They would tear her ass up. They're not going.
Man, I'm telling you,
they're not going to listen. They're not listen. Even if you are the biggest Sambo, Some things you just got to stand on principle. Hey, whoa, pump your brakes, baby. Don't do that.
Right.
Sometimes you got to stop people at the door. But because for years, I land my plane here. For years, the trauma that we suffer from not being able to do business and having economics within our communities, it destroyed our relationships and the way we view ourselves and the way we view each other. We don't. The way we view ourselves and each other is from a trauma base, not from a cultural, business, spiritual center. So we develop, I can't wait to get the F out of here mentality. And within that, some of us hate each other. And despite all the history we got with white women in this country and white people, we would defend them to the end. And whenever I do something, you would castigate me till I die. You would never forget.